Ranger Suarez over 5.5 strikeouts. This is available on FanDuel Sportsbook at -115. Today's first pitch is at 6:40 p.m. Eastern Time. Let's jump right into this. On the bottom here, you can see the FanDuel screenshot where I picked him up at -115 today. Next to the screenshot, you get a silhouette of what Suarez looks like, the Phillies logo, and the ballpark weather. Cincinnati's got a light right-to-left breeze, and the temperature's in the low 60s here for game time. Suarez throws 3 variations of a fastball, his sinker, his four-seamer, and his cutter, with his most predominant pitch and when he needs a strike being his sinker ball, while keeping a curveball and a changeup in his arsenal for off-speed pitching. Suarez isn't particularly breaking the radar gun with his speed, but he does a really nice job at setting up batters to chase outside the zone, with a chase rate in the top 87% of all MLB pitchers, and a K rate in the top 78% of the MLB currently. Suarez also tends to give up pretty hard contact, but he does a really nice job at keeping the ball on the ground. Getting into some history on Suarez, at the top left here, you can see his 4 starts from 2024 so far. He has cleared over 5.5 strikeouts in 3 of 4, but they have all come at home. Suarez is on the road today, and if you look to the right, you can see that he has a little bit more trouble away than he does at home. I also wanted to add these 3 middle graphs for you guys, showing that Suarez just threw a complete game versus the Colorado Rockies. He finished all 9 innings facing 32 batters, but has had 6 days off. And I think that only 112 pitches to go 9 innings isn't stretching his arm out very far. The Phillies are comfortable with Suarez being up in the high 90s to low 100s of pitching each time he goes out. We obviously see that dip a little bit to start the season because everybody's careful with their starters in the first couple of games. Next, I want to highlight at the bottom here, Cincinnati batting versus left-handed pitching. As Suarez is a lefty, these numbers are important, and we will get more in depth into them here. Starting at the top left of the screen, you can see that over the last 7 days, Cincinnati hasn't been the most strikeout-prone team in the MLB. In fact, they're tied for 9th. And as we move to the right off of the last 7 days, we can see the entire 2024 MLB season, where the Cincinnati Reds are ranking 8th in most strikeout-prone teams in the MLB. The reason I'm calling your attention to this stuff is right down here at the bottom of the screen in the center, where it shows Cincinnati this season versus left-handed pitching. The Reds jump all the way up to 5th place versus left-handed pitching. Granted, this season is a small sample size, but that is a significant shift up in the amount of strikeouts. Getting into why I like Ranger Suarez today, as you can see here on the left, he has a nice tight grouping of his release point. He's not going to be tipping pitches with his arm angle or pitch release, and he has a nice combination of pitches to mask what he is throwing. As you can see on the right side of the screen, Suarez throws a bunch of pitches on the edge of the zone. That's how he's getting the high chase rate and the swing and miss stuff. Suarez is throwing 42.4% of his pitches on the edge of the zone right now versus an MLB average at 39%. Getting into Suarez's pitcher, Plinko, we can see that he really likes that sinker ball. He's coming first pitch with over 50% of his sinker. And when he gets into unfriendly and put away counts, he is relying heavily on his sinker ball as opposed to his four-seamer. This is a little bit of a change from what we typically see with starting pitching. Again, I think it's important to note here that this is only a 4-game sample size, and we will see this Plinko start to fill out more the more starts Suarez gets. While I was preparing graphics for this, the Reds actually dropped their starting lineup, so Will Benson is not in the lineup today, but we are seeing the addition of Tyler Stevenson and Nick Martini, who are 2 additional prime K targets here for Ranger Suarez, in addition to the 3 that are still in the lineup here that are relevant. As you can see, Encarnacion Strand is lined at over 1.5 strikeouts today for plus 120. There's only been 2 games this season where he hasn't had a K. Candelario is also lined at over 1.5 strikeouts, with 3 games this season where he didn't have a K. Ellie De La Cruz is a great hitter, but with all that power and swing away ability comes another strikeout prone bat. De La Cruz is also lined at over 1.5 strikeouts at minus 105. After seeing the official lineup for the Reds, Reds. I see 6 very gettable K targets for Suarez. So that's why today's baseball play of the day is Ranger Suarez over 5.5 strikeouts. Once again, this is available at -115 on FanDuel. I want to thank you guys for tuning in. I hope these videos continue to help. Please make sure to like and subscribe on YouTube. It really is the best thing you can do to help. Research, tools, and links to my additional content are posted right down here below. As always, best of luck, and I hope to see you at the window. Oaks out. Deuces.